That was such a good film. It was so good.
What's going on, everybody? I'm G.
I'm Anthony.
And we just saw
Justice League, one of the greatest films of this generation.
So we just saw Justice League. And, yeah, I mean, Justice League is the culmination of all our major heroes, Sans Green Lantern, forming together to form, you know, their Justice League, their League of Justice.
It was brought to you by the company that produced the Oscar-winning Suicide Squad.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. So we got Cyborg, we've got Flash.
Spoiler, this is going to be a spoiler review.
Yeah, this is going to be a full spoiler review, yeah. So we got Cyborg, Flash, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman.
And then there was a Green Lantern guy, but it wasn't Green Lantern. But there's a Green Lantern guy in there.
Yeah,
He just
exactly.
wasn't Green Lantern.
Yeah, so pretty much they were, you know, for those of you who've seen it, they showed the Green Lantern Corps that was in fighting with the Atlanteans, with the Amazons. And, was there another faction that was fighting with them? Cause it wasn't the Kryptonians.
I think they said Man.
With Man. For their mother boxes. And the mother boxes obviously hold their ultimate power that were given to the Atlanteans, the Amazonians, and there's one on Earth. Steppenwolf shows up and wants them so he can pretty much do what they tried doing in the Transformers, is turn Earth into his world, pretty much.
Not gonna lie, I do like this movie,
Mm-hmm.
but Steppenwolf looked like a testicle.
He looked like a testicle? What?
Testicle with teeth, to quote Deadpool.
And I guess, horns. He had the horn, the horn
Loki,
thing too.
but testicle.
Yeah, he's looked,
This is the year of horned villains, might I add.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay.
Not horny, just horned.
We're gonna start this off as positive as we can, so Anthony, what were some of your highlights in this movie that make you believe that this is one of the greatest movies that you have seen, as you've been saying since we left the theater?
Well, it's hard to recap the whole film.
Yeah, just, you know,
But
why is
Superman,
it to you? Okay.
Superman coming out, quoting the one line, which everybody hated for some reason, but you don't want me alive, you don't want me dead, do you bleed? And it was just amazing.
Well, I don't think nobody hated that line. I think
You have to go, that's a good line.
I think it's more so the Martha line that everyone keeps joking about.
Oh my god. And then he brought Martha back. He's like, hey, here's your Martha.
Yeah, but it was just more so that here's your mom, right? Cause he came back.
Girlfriend.
They used the mother box to bring him back. That's how they brought him back.
Oh, I like the costumes, not gonna lie. Cyborg was a bit iffy.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, like, you can't give them too much, like, crap, because if you try recreating that look,
Mm-hmm.
I feel it could be a bit difficult.
All it is just his face. The rest of them is CGI. That's a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
And make it look good.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I liked Aquaman, Flash,
Mm-hmm.
especially those characters, just like Aquaman, Flash, and Cyborg, the way they interacted with each other, especially Flash and Cyborg, they kind of had that, like, two little, like, I saw a meme, it was basically Batman's the dad, Wonder Woman's the mom, Barry's like the son, I guess you could say Cyborg's kind of like the friend, and then Aquaman's a drunk uncle.
Okay.
I felt like that was kind of like, if you watch the film, you can kind of relate that to them. I like the action.
Okay.
The music, the soundtrack, even though I missed the Batman theme, I was waiting all film to hear that, and it slipped past me.
So good.
I just like how the characters interacted with each other. I felt like everybody kind of interacted with each other well, especially Flash. He kind of was all over the place. He interacted, like, he was just great with Superman, Aquaman, Cyborg, Batman, Wonder Woman. And I loved Alfred and Cyborg. That one scene was like, don't worry, Alfred, I got this, as he took over I think it was the Batwing, some kind of form. Nightcrawler.
The Nightcrawler, yeah.
He's like, do I know you?
Right, because he wasn't sure who he was. Which is weird because they've been monitoring them anyways. So you like the action, you like how the characters interacted. Plot overall?
I want to say, I love this movie.
Okay.
But the plot, it was like the standard plot. I'm not going to say it's the greatest plot of all time. It was a standard, it was kind of a basic plot. And the editing was a bit choppy. So I'm going to say that's kind of bad. But, honestly, if you're a hardcore DC fan, just as myself, you're going to like it. Yeah,
the good things for me, it wasn't a lot. I wasn't a huge fan of this movie. I'm not going to say hate, because I didn't hate BVS. I just didn't care for it.
It's ahead of its time.
Sure, you can say that all you want. It still won't stick. This was better than BVS. I would say the fact that the Danny Elfman score, and he threw in the 1989 Batman theme, was definitely a highlight.
There's an OG Superman theme as well.
Yeah, I didn't catch that as much. I really liked surprisingly, I liked Cyborg. Yeah. He was the most useful in this movie. I'm like telling you, and probably because he gets his powers and he became who he was because the Earth Mother Box was when they had on Earth and his dad had it, which turned him into Cyborg.
Glad he wasn't emo the whole film. That was
nice. No, he was extremely useful to the team for what they actually needed him more than Superman almost.
Well, they needed Superman to lift the boxes.
Yeah, I guess. But still, he was still the most useful.
I feel like Batman was the most useless.
Yeah, again, he's the only guy without any powers. He's just rich.
He's rich though.
Yeah. Cyborg and Flash had a good interaction. Wonder Woman was great. Aquaman was good, and I'm a little heartbroken because I was hoping he was going to be that Hulk character that's just more badass than the whole team, but it just wasn't there for me. But again, this is the good section. That scene when Superman is fighting them and Barry goes in, the Flash goes in.
And then he starts turning his head.
When that happened,
he starts shitting his pants.
That actually gave me some goosebumps. That was awesome. That was when that happened was just great. The way that it looked, the way that they pulled it off, it was so good.
I was actually sorry to cut you off. I was expecting them to do X-Men kind of Quicksilver thing where it goes in slow motion and he just does
with music over top of it.
I'm because they were kind of doing it, but it's all CGI, so we didn't even get the same effect.
See, I don't mind the fact that they didn't put the music because then they would just be they're just ripping off the X-Men. There was one other thing I liked, and I'm blanking on it right now, which is funny because there wasn't a lot. End credit scenes, I guess, if you want to go towards the end of it. That was cool. Specifically the Deathstroke one. There's a Deathstroke one at the very end. They unfortunately brought back Lex Luthor, who Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, who I'm not a fan of.
He's better than Jared Leto. Actually, you can't say that.
Jared Leto's the Joker. You can't compare the two. They're two completely different.
Yeah, but they're both really weird takes.
No. As Lex Luthor, I don't like him. Never liked him. Didn't like him from BVS. But Deathstroke, Joe Manganiello looks pretty badass. Takes off the helmet. He's got the white goatee.
Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, I did like,
but
he
wanted him to just scream into the camera, look up in the air. You're a menace!
Why?
It'd be funny.
That's not a Commissioner Gordon thing to say.
But it'd be funny.
As a DC fan, I expect more.
But I'm a fan of both. It'd be a great crossover to Sam Raimi. Also, one thing I wanted to add, that one scene where Barry just stands there and watches everybody sneak away from Commissioner Gordon on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Just to make that one joke was pretty funny.
Again, but it wasn't, and I don't think he watched them walk away. I think they actually left.
No, there's no way he didn't catch them walking away.
They played it off like they just...
No, he definitely just stayed there just to say the joke.
Yeah, I don't know. Any other good points?
The whole film.
Apparently the whole film from him, I don't know, 30-40% for me. So now we're going to move on to...
Same score as Rotten Tomatoes.
Maybe, yeah, but we're going to move on to... So, the bad things. I'm going to let you start because you're not going to take as much time.
The cut time, they cut off an hour. It was choppy. Basic plot. CGI, but I don't really care because I didn't really, focus much on that. Yeah, they just cut an hour out of it. I want to see the extended edition.
See, what's funny when you say that because the general skeleton of a good movie you're saying is not good, yet you apparently love this movie and you think it's great.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
It just is.
Okay. Editing. Every introduction to the characters looked like it was out of place. The Aquaman introduction happened way too early
and they cut an hour out of a film.
Has nothing to do with it.
It does.
No, it doesn't. You can add on another hour to this. It'll make it just boring. Everything just happened in this terms of just set pieces. This is going to happen now. This is going to happen now. This is going to happen now. There was no actual emphasis built on anything. How are we going to bring out Superman? Oh, let's use the motherboard. Okay, let's just sit around. This guy, this Steppenwolf, who's going to look for this thing, apparently doesn't show up in the however long it takes them to get to the ship, pull off that whole thing to bring Superman back while they're fighting, and they leave the stupid thing on the ship. They just left it there.
Okay, I'm sorry, they're trying to save their friend.
No. They just left it there. And a guy that's been hellbent on searching for this, because he already found the first two very quickly, waits till they're done to go pick this up.
One thing I want to add about that is that I felt like the Amazons, whatever the hell you want to call
Amazonians,
them.
yeah.
Amazonians.
Yeah.
They put up a hell of a fight against Steppenwolf. And then the Atlanteans.
I forgot to say that. That was the other good thing. Sorry. The Atlantean part was boring.
And they just it was like a 13-second thing. He's like, oh no, let me stop him. Boom, hits the wall. Arthur Curry. What the? Oh, he took it.
Yep. And, for sure, the Amazonians. I want to add this for the good. The Amazonian battle in the beginning was awesome. They were epic. I want to see a movie just on them. I would watch them for 2 hours straight because they were just awesome. Everything. And then they had that, Dothraki feel to it when they're coming around the mountain and they're all screaming on their, it was so good.
Also, one more thing I want to add for the bat for me.
Yeah.
Is that I want to see more Superman. I know it wasn't centered around Superman. I'm just saying, I'm excited to see Superman. I wasn't a big Superman guy.
But it was based around Superman, about bringing him back. He's a beacon of light for them to form their thing together and everything like that. And just, everyone was just introduced so quickly and they just cut everything. And when Superman showed up, there was no weight to it. They just did it. Oh, he's up. Oh, now he's pissed at them because he doesn't know what's going on. Oh, let's bring Lois, who showed no emotion through the whole thing.
When did she ever?
She showed no emotion to the fact that, oh, by the way, he's back. Diane Lane, who plays Martha, she actually showed a lot of emotion. And also, the CGI in this sucked. They didn't even come close to CGIing out that mustache. The whole thing about the mustache,
I honestly just wanted to see
it's like they didn't even
mustache.
try. They should have just left the mustache in there. It would have been way better. But they didn't. And, his mouth was all messed up the entire time.
Who focuses on his mouth? I'm sorry, I was enjoying the film and not focusing on his lips.
Oh, man. The other thing. Every single fight scene and all the highlights of the fight scenes were all in the trailers. Now, you may not have seen...
I didn't watch trailers because I was a good man. I didn't want to get spoiled. This is why I don't watch trailers.
He didn't see any of the trailers. I watched most of the trailers, and every big scene except for the Superman part of actually showing Superman was in this. So when it happened, it just happened.
Let's be honest, you're all nerds. You're gonna go see whatever movie comes out. You can say, I hate Justice League, it's a bad score. You're gonna go see it. You're gonna enjoy it. You can say, I hate Marvel, you're still gonna go see it. Doesn't matter. It's a masterpiece.
You can't say that on the back of what you were talking about, the general skeleton of a movie.
Every film has flaws.
I didn't like BVS, but I went into this wanting to really like it because I like these characters a lot. And they missed the mark. A lot of it had to do with the editing, and it had nothing to do with adding an extra hour. Adding an extra hour...
I mean, it wouldn't affect anything.
It probably would have made it more boring. So all they had to do was rearrange a bunch of set pieces, and the way that the introductions, because you can see that, again, just like BVS, you can see a good movie in it. You can see a better movie in this one than you did with BVS. As a score, you put it out already on your Instagram, but what are you giving it for the folks watching?
7 out of 10. If you're just looking to have fun, watch a movie... From a plot structure, I'd say 5 out of 10. Like, if you're actually going to look at it from a film kind of critic thing, I'd say 5 out of 10 is about right. But if you're just a fan who wants to enjoy themselves and have a good time, 7 out of 10.
So someone that just wants to see these characters
like Transformers movies. You just want to see a Transformer movie? Yeah. It's like one of those things. You don't really care what you're seeing.
But you're still thinking it's a masterpiece.
Well, it is a masterpiece.
But you're saying it's like a Transformers movie, which is like most people just hate.
But our other podcast host, Nick, loves them.
Yeah, but he doesn't like the movies as much.
Yes, he does.
Anyways, I'm giving this one a 5. I was really wanting to give it more, but based on the fact that the actual core elements of a good movie weren't there, it didn't keep me in suspense. There was only a couple scenes that I actually liked, and the music was good. Yeah, some of the shots were fine, but it wasn't as Zack Snyder-y in the shot. So, have you guys seen it? What did you guys think? I mean, you're watching this as a spoiler. Let us know what you think of it.
Also, did you like the movie? Are you with me? Or did you think it was bad? With G?
Nah. Again, not
bad.
comments
below.
I didn't say it's bad. It's just meh. It's not going to change your life if you don't see it.
Is it a meh or a masterpiece?
Sure. So let us know in the comments. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for everyone who's been following us. We've been getting a lot of traction lately on a lot of our stuff. So thank you so much for the support. I'm G.
I am Anthony.
And we are out.